So, 11 years ago, 2010, I left the place where I was born, so I changed the city for this. Kiteboarding began as something that I had always dreamed of doing, but it was something more than that. But enough fun, let's talk about work. Okay, let's start with the basics. Living in a place with this incredible nature that causes the need to capture what your eyes see. I started to get involved in landscape photography, especially aerial photography, that for me was a mix between video games and a camera. Then I did the next step. Stay away from the computer, yes, leave the desk. Once I understood cinematography, I realized the limitations that exist in the real world, and how lucky we are to have all these softwares and render engines today, where we can create anything we can imagine. So I was 22 years old and I had this job that I enjoy, and I have this beautiful office, all that you can wish at that age. And a Monday in the afternoon, my boss called me, asked me to go upstairs to his office. So I leave my desk and walk there. I opened the door and there was my boss talking and laughing with some guy I never seen before. Then he say, "Mickael, this is my friend and he's my lawyer." So the meeting turned out to be more brief than I expected. He fired me, and I don't want to go in details about how I felt, but it was the biggest lesson in life that I ever have. That even teach me to live outside this comfort zone. So living in this state of discomfort is the only way to grow. So with that in mind, I'm always trying new things, learning new skills, new disciplines, other ways to expressions. So one day I have the biggest surprise in my life. I'm going to be a dad. And I wanted to tell our friends and family about this great news, but for me it was something very special and I wanted to do something unique in my own way. It was not only a way to share the news, but also very important personal challenge. At that time, I did not have much experience in rigging, and it was a really hard challenge. In this part, I actually used some real jumper cables to record the sound effects. Sound is 50% of the movie experience. Then I began to imagine symbols. So, with that in mind, jumper cables represents the umbilical cord. Then, he will connect these cables to the energy box. Now he could get comfortable. In this scene, I use a tipi to represent the placenta. So far, we have only seen the feet and a small hand, but the complete character has not been revealed. This is called character introduction by parts. So here I try to play with the spectator senses. This is where the sound effects become a key element to make you feel as if you were there. The camera begins to move in a dolly out, and now it reveals who the character is. The camera continues its journey and reveals something else, a date. I start in architecture as a designer and archviz artist, but life gave me another opportunity to find what I really love. I always imagine I will communicate emotion through my designs, deliver a feeling, but when I really get into cinematography, I finally get it. There was the language that I was searching. So I decided to go deep in this new world. In the last 2 years, I've been pushing myself to achieve this dream to become a real CGI filmmaker. Lately, I'm starting to like rigging characters, giving it life to be able to speak through them. The pandemic arrives and I take the time to focus on where I really want to be. But I found a path full of walls to break, hours and hours of learning, many experiments and practices, and most of the time, things don't go as we would like. Not everything is art. Things can get weird, and suddenly we are typing codes, algorithms, functions, making notes like spider webs. Things can get really crazy. But all those hours devoted to contests, personal work and animations that doesn't seek anything beyond the personal satisfaction, and at the same time you know that all this time and effort still doesn't have an income, and it's really hard to stay motivated and keep going. And suddenly you feel that you fall into the abyss. But sometimes, to get out, we have to get to the bottom. But once you got there, you can only go up. If you ever feel like this, I just want to tell you that you are not alone. Hey, this is my main actor. We are very happy to be part of this great event, and I hope to see you soon.